Hey there, gang. Patrick King here, coming to you live from Tallahassee, Florida, teaching this weekend at Equistar Horsemanship here in Tallahassee. So today's question comes to us from Carrie, and Carrie writes in, I have a 7-year-old quarter horse gelding that has become show ring smart, and by the description sometimes we refer to this as being ring sour. He won't stand still in a halter class long enough to be judged. He just fidgets and moves his feet around. In riding classes, and in particular in the pattern classes, he starts to act as though he is hot. He gets on his toes when he thinks he's leaving the pen. So when the pattern has you riding towards the out gate, he plays up, or he gets agitated or misbehaves. I know I need to take him to some small shows to school him in the pen, but what is acceptable? So what I like to think about with this, we want to think kind of where the horse is coming from in this idea and what the horse is telling us in this situation. And whether it's this situation or whether it's any other situation we might be in with our horse, it's really important that we learn to listen to what the horse is basically saying to us. So Carrie's horse is telling us when he gets into the show pen, he's antsy, he's unconfident, he'd rather get out of the pen. So we want to think about, can we change how he thinks about being in the show pen? And one of the ways that a lot of riders will deal with this is they'll get the horse in the show pen and they'll school him. Sometimes they'll school him pretty heavy until he just gets more obedient, right? The problem with that is that the horse is telling us to begin with that he's not confident being in the pen. Otherwise, he wouldn't be antsy and trying to get the hell out the gate. When he's not confident in the pen, and then we take him back into the pen and we kind of school him hard, and we, maybe work him over, or whatever some riders feel like they have to do, we got to think, is that going to make him feel more or less confident about actually being in that pen to begin with? So one of the things that I would recommend doing in a situation like this, if I've got a horse that's antsy in the show arena, I'd try to get him in there as much as possible and allow him to relax. Now, I understand that within some horse show organizations and some show rules and things like that, that's probably going to be difficult to do for a lot of us. I think I mentioned in an answer the other day, that's why I'm such a big fan of clinics and expos and things like that. If we can control the situation, we can get the horse in there and help him learn to relax. So what I would do, Carrie, with your horse is actually kind of the opposite, I think, of what it sounds like you think you might need to do. I would school him more outside of the pen where he thinks he wants to hang out, and I'd let him relax inside the pen where he feels a little bit less confident. So it's kind of the reverse effect, right? We basically are saying to him, you'd like to be out of the pen? Great, let's go outside of the pen and let's work a little more out there. And then when we get back into the pen, we allow him to relax and we allow him to chill out. And that might mean taking a couple shows and just riding him at the walk while the rest of the class is going on, letting him just relax and chill out. Now, you'd have to, of course, talk with show management and see if this is even acceptable, right? If not, then I would recommend getting him to the show pen, getting him into some sort of a situation like that, recreating some sort of a situation like that so that you can have that experience for him where there's other horses working and moving around in the pen and he's in there just relaxing. Now, another thing that we would want to take into account is our energy. What kind of energy are we bringing to the pen at that point? Something that we can think about. How does he work? Say you get into the pen, maybe there's a scheduled warm-up in the show pen, in the show arena. How is he there compared to how he is when you're in the actual class, right? If he's different that way, chances are he's picking up on some sort of energy from us that we're bringing to the table and actually causing a little bit more anxiety for him in that situation, which is super confident at horse shows, right? Because we get in our own heads, right? We want to do our best. We want to make everything right. And damn horse just isn't doing what he's supposed to do and whatever. That's, that's kind of how that goes. It's human nature to be doing those things. So we want to really focus on controlling ourselves in those situations so that we can offer more relaxation through ourselves to our horse. Okay, so the big gist of the answer here, Carrie, for the horse that is kind of ring sour or ring smart, is think about how he is thinking about that situation. We want him to feel his best when he's in the pen there. How does he feel about himself? If he feels like he needs to get out of the pen, well, then it's because he's not learned yet that he can relax and be in there with us and be okay. So I wouldn't go schooling him really hard in the pen. I would do what we could to help induce relaxation. Outside of the pen, I'd probably work him a little more so that he kind of changes his thinking, right? And thinks, geez, I'd rather be inside that show pen. Life is a lot easier inside that pen. That's what we want to kind of get him thinking there. So hopefully that's helpful to you, and I hope that you'll keep me posted with your progress with him, and don't be afraid to send me some video clips over too if maybe there's something that I'm missing there and you'd like me to see a little bit more of what's going on. So question of the day for today: what sort of situation does your horse tend to feel the least confident in? Give me your answers to that in the comment section below this video here. I'm looking forward to reading those. And don't forget, gang, you keep sending in your questions and I'll keep talking about horses. Thanks so much.